What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this, man. At the Verb and Geechi Gotti situation, I've calmed down to some degree. Geechi Gotti had a campaign he was doing. Geechi Gotti had a campaign he was doing, and in the campaign he was doing, he ends up saying no air for busters in 2025. He was going hard on ADEP, and ADEP was going hard on him back and forth for the past week or so. And he didn't want nobody putting nothing on his name. He didn't want nobody putting nothing on his name. And he was very defensive against that. And he let it be known, anybody that do this, I ain't playing no games. I want to meet you outside. I want to shoot the fair one. It is what it is, because you're not finna put no tags on my name. You're not finna be saying nothing crazy on my name. You ain't finna be putting fake charges on me and things on my jacket. Okay, rightfully so to feel that way against people who slandering and making false accusations against you. The thing about the truth is, man, when it's the truth, you're going to always come out on top. You're going to always come out on top. And when it's the truth against what's being said about you, it's going to actually do damage. Now, in the same thing, here's the thing. In the same thing that you go hard for respect and you want people to respect you and be stand-up men and genuine. Because let's just keep it real. For the most part on this internet, it's grown-ups doing these stupid, foolish things. It's grown-ups that's doing this. And in the sense of these grown-ups that's doing these things, and you'll figure because you've grown, you should be more mature in the things you do and say about others. That's not the case when it comes to the internet. It's really not. And when you see the thirst and hunger for acceptance and to be heard and to be seen and to build an audience, sometimes a person to say whatever and they don't care, have no conviction, ain't bothered by what they put on somebody. Now, with that being said, Geechi Gotti parade himself as being a stand-up person, a real live Crip who ain't with none of that buster stuff. Ain't with none of that. Bro be sounding just like them movies. You know how we be watching the movies like Boys in the Hood, Men into Society, South Central, all them California movies. Bro talk like that for real. Like that's really the way they talk is normal. Like when he was going back and forth with ADEP, he was saying stuff like, man, that buster don't get no play in this ride. But he was saying it serious. He wasn't saying it like he was quoting from the movie. He was speaking like, this really how we talk. You get no play in this ride. That buster ain't getting no play in this ride. He was saying stuff like that. And using the word buster. I heard him say that because I never really said that. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like since he said, I find myself saying it sometimes. Like, don't nobody even talk like that. Well, they probably do out there, but they don't talk like that down here where we from. Like, that Mark, he's a buster. He's a Mark. He gets no play in this ride. We don't talk like that down here. It's a little bit more aggressive. It's a little bit more aggressive down here. Because, this gangland, this murder capital. It's a little bit more personal. Now, Geechi, being a person who parades himself as being a stand-up dude who ain't with none of the games or none of the bull, because this stuff can go down at any moment. And as a result of knowing this is how it is out there, we try to respect other people so it won't ever come down to that. Well, during the back and forth he had going on with Verb, he began to actually say certain things or open up. See, here's the thing about a blog like this. I'm trying to be careful. I'm really trying to be careful. Let me tell you why I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to be careful because I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to say things like this about people that's not true. But when things like this is mentioned, it can't go unnoticed. Geechi accused a Verb of having AIDS. A lot of people for a long time in the battle rap community have been insinuating that Verb is a homosexual, allegedly. Well, we did see on one of the lives, and I can't sugarcoat this, and I'm not going to look, it is what it is. He was doing a live with 3 Letter Man one day, and they was doing a live. They was like 30 to 40 minutes in the live already. And unexpectedly, somebody came through his door without knocking. I'm pretty sure his door wasn't unlocked. Without knocking, like he had a key, and came through the door surprisingly unexpected while he was in the middle of doing the interview. And it was a man, and Verb was at home by himself. The man said to Verb, "Hey, baby, give me some of that mother effing head, baby." The only voice you hear. While Verb sliding out of the screen. All this is happening simultaneously. Like Verb hear the door opening, he slide to meet whoever coming through the door. He slide out of the camera to meet whoever coming through the door to let them know I'm live on the interview. But the dude coming through have no idea. And while it's all happening at the same time, you only hear the dude voice. And then he gets quiet after he was signaled like, I'm live type. You know what I mean? Then Verb slides back in the camera with his head down, scratching his neck, hoping that what was just said wasn't heard. But it was literally picked up and heard. Now, with that being said, that happened live while he was doing the interview. Okay? Now, on top of that, there has always been rumors and things like that. Calico once said that Verb was allegedly trying to have sex with Conceited, and he sweared on everything that this was true. So there have been many allegations and rumors spoke about bro. He was on an interview one time with Miss Hustle. Not an interview, but him and Miss Hustle was talking live on an interview one day, and he made the statement to the point that he said to Miss Hustle, "What's wrong with another man giving another man head?" He saw nothing wrong with that. This is what he said. I heard this. He know what he said, and a lot of people who else heard it. And Miss Hustle was like, "Hold on, what you say, Verb? What?" She was like on a cringy moment like that. So when him and Gotti was going back and forth, you know, the saying goes like this: if you make a person mad enough, they'll tell you how they really feel. We saw when Gotti and Verb was going back and forth, that Gotti made Verb mad to the point that Verb got to saying that Gotti was a snitch, that Gotti is suspect of all the things ADEP was saying about him. Gotti come back and says that Verb had AIDS. And as a result of him having AIDS, he didn't really want to bust him up real bad or do things to him that may have blood come out of him, because he didn't want none of his AIDS blood on him. Verb got offended in this because a lot of people was questioning in the community when seeing Verb saying that he looked sick. His face then got smaller. He then got real skinny and little. So people was saying that he didn't look healthy. And Verb even admit this out his own mouth when he was trying to get on the Suge card. When he was trying to get on the Suge card, he wanted to box. Who did he want to box? It was one of them persons he wanted to box. Maybe Swamp. It was maybe Swamp. I think it might have been Swamp. He basically was saying, everybody's saying I'm sick. Everybody's saying I'm not healthy. So let's get in the ring and let them see how healthy I really am. So he was hearing everybody saying something may be wrong with him. So Gotti said he had AIDS. Let me play a clip from DME Detroit because I was trying to find it, but it was easier to find on DME Detroit. And after I'm listening to him and ADEP go back and forth. So
that nigga said I got AIDS, man.
I know, but let's talk about me and you.
Shut the hell. All right, you got AIDS, Verb. All right, you're a homo who got AIDS. Now what? You don't play that. What are you gonna do about it? The fuck you gonna do about it, Verb?
Both no, but listen, look, don't let a troll overshadow the real shit because it's about him. So I don't know how he got in there. Whatever.
Deserve like some groundwork though.
I think it was just
okay. So right there, you just heard Verb said Gotti said he had AIDS. And he was offended in that because he don't want that on his jacket. Rightfully so if it's not true. Regardless to your sexual preference or who you may like or desire. There's a difference than being a homosexual than a person saying you have AIDS, and it may not be true, even though you may be a homosexual who like men. But let's just make something clear that a lot of people it seem to be confused about that they don't get. Let me tell you something. Ain't really no such thing as bisexuals. Once you have sex with the same sex, that's homosexuality. Don't matter if you like somebody else too. That's still called homosexuality. Okay? When you stand before God, God ain't gonna say you was a bisexual. You're gonna be judged as a homosexual. All them LGBTQRS, all them letters mean nothing to God. It means nothing to God at all. You could identify it in any way you want. But in his judgment, this is homosexual. These are sodomites. You are called a homosexual sodomite. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Gotti going so hard about his reputation and his name and his brand. Now, he don't want nobody putting nothing on his jacket. Well, for him to make a statement like that, an accusation like that against this man, this is very telling. If you have a campaign saying no L for busters and people who trolling and lying and putting things on people's jacket, and if you're going to stand on your campaign, that leads me to, this is where I'm saying I have to be careful with. Because if I'm taking that Gotti is the person he is making himself out to be, and you don't like no fake stuff, nobody playing on your name, nobody shaming to putting nothing on your jacket, because real men don't do that type of stuff. And for you to say Verb have AIDS, I'm going to have to say that I don't know how true it is. And this is all alleged because we, for right now, don't have no solid evidence. But for you to have this campaign, Busters No Air, making a statement like that, this puts you in a box. Because either you was telling the truth or you have becoming the same thing you are campaigning against. That's the only options. That's the only, it's no other options. Either you telling the truth that this man may do have AIDS, allegedly, or you have become the same thing you are campaigning against. You will become a buster because you lied on this man. And you put something on his jacket that's not there. And you saying that men don't do that. Men don't do that. And men shouldn't do that. Especially things like that. You know how bad that is? If that's true? You know how bad that could be if it's not true? True or false is still bad for him. True or false is still bad for Verb. If it's true, this hurts him. If it's false, it hurts him. But it also hurts y'all in his battle rap community. Because according to Verb, he knocked down a few of these women in his community that literally attached to a lot of you battle rappers. So y'all better hope he don't got it. And that's the thing about this battle rap community, man. It's a small community. And we have heard from countless credible people on certain levels that there's a lot of sexual transmitted diseases in this community. A lot. Yoshi exposed a lot of it, which is crazy because she has sex with a lot of people in battle rap. But we also know that Yoshi is real close to Verb. Real close. So that right there says a lot. Real close, to the point where people was having them as a couple. So imagine that. It's said in the community and on public record. It's said in the community. Look, it's said in the community on public records more than once, over and over again. And she even admits this out of her own mouth, of all the people she done got down with, that she done swallowed up. And that was his girl. So that goes a long way, partner. That goes a long way. And there's a lot that could be said about that. I'm just saying. But if that's not true and you put that on his jacket, you out of pocket. But if it is true, I'm going to keep it real. If it is true, yeah, it should be exposed. It should be known. You should warn people about that. People should know about that if it's true. Because some of these guys be scandalous, they reckless, they don't care, that they get mad, they get offended, they get angry. They be like, hell, I got it, I don't care, I'm get it to somebody else. They get mad, they get reckless. You want to expose that. You want to put a face and tag on that. And it shouldn't have to come as a result of being angry, if it's true. If it's true, it should have been tagged and exposed out the gate. Not from anger, but for a warning for everybody in y'all community, because y'all kick it with each other. Y'all eat with each other. Y'all smoke with each other. Y'all drink with each other. Y'all knocking down the same chicks. Yeah, if things like that true, you don't be quiet about that. You make that known. Or it's going to get back to you. I'm just keeping it 100. And here's the thing, man. Like I said, it's hard to feel sorry for brothers sometimes, especially when they have these campaigns going against God. What Verb been doing for a long time. He called himself the Island God. He talked about his community or audience that listened to him. He called that his church. He say his moderators and things like that is his apostles. So he branded himself as God. So things like this happens when you mock God, when you ridicule God, when you slander and blaspheme God. These things happen because you don't get away with these things. Not only is God gonna get you, but the devil gonna get you too, even though you're doing his bidding indeed. You don't get away with these things. People better open their eyes and wake up and see what's going on. We living in an era of information. All this information and you not using it to your advantage will be troubling and harmful to you. Y'all better open y'all eyes. You better wake up. Better stop playing games. God is real, and you seeing the result of what happens to people who not connected. They getting up out of here. They getting up out of here. Y'all follow everything else. You worship everything else, but the one who's deserving of it, you don't want nothing to do with. And you end up getting the consequences to what happens when you make your allegiance to Satan, because that's exactly what you do. When you don't make your allegiance to the Lord Jesus Christ, you already made your allegiance to Satan. Now, I'm trying to tell you, brother, this is not good in no type of way. In no type of way. This is bad for you, whether it's true or false. If it's true, it's bad for you. If it's false, it's bad for you. And I don't see Geechi cleaning this up, apologizing for saying you had AIDS. So it's obvious, especially with his campaign, that he believed whatever evidence he have, there's some truth to it. And if so, y'all better be careful in this battle rap community. Y'all better be careful in this battle rap community, because it's knocking at your door, and this how close to home it really is.
What's in those streets for you? So leave me waiting on you. What's in those streets for you? So leave me waiting on you. What's in those streets for you? So leave me waiting on you.